Hello, MMA fans. MMA Originalist here, back to do Volume 5 of Unknown MMA Prospects. 2009's here, and I figured I'd start the year out with a video on the first day. First guy we're going to look at is Daniel Tabera. 12 wins, 1 loss, 3 draws, 3 TKO, 4 submissions. Winner of the 183-pound Mars 2006 tournament. He's a light heavyweight fighter. He has fought at multiple times at heavyweight, and he's also fought at middleweight. Arguably Spain's most recognizable mixed martial artist. The only loss of his career was a dubious decision loss to heavyweight Roman Zensov, and really he's undersized, and he's naturally a light heavyweight, if not a middleweight. He's got wins over Russia's Mikhail Zyatas. He battled Muhammad Khalidov and Gilbert Ibel to hard-fought draws. In his last fight versus Khalidov, it was thought he would work towards getting the fight to the ground as usual. Instead, he stood, and in the extra round of the fight, he showed some devastating leg kicks. Currently ranked number 4 in the European light heavyweight rankings, and Tabera is definitely a guy to watch out for, a guy we could see in the very near future. There's been rumors of him signing with the new startup promotion Bellator, so keep an eye out for Daniel Tabera. Next fighter on the list, Polish fighter by the name of Jan Blachowicz. All his fights have came in the KSW promotion. Currently 5 wins, 1 loss, 6'2", 205 pounds, 25 years old. Like I mentioned before, he's a Poland fighter. Key wins over the previously undefeated Miro Perak, and also over talented Christian Mpumbo. He also beat Antoni Shumetsky and Martin Zawada. If you look at these names, he's beaten some out of his 5 wins, 4 of those wins have come against some very experienced and some very tough fighters. Really should catch the Perak fight. You can find it on my YouTube page under my favorite video section. Very entertaining fight. Blachowicz fights at a very high pace, Muay Thai background, very solid submission game, very comfortable on his back. Another addition to the 205 division in the KSW promotion. Like I said, the pre-mentioned Tabera, Blachowicz, Perak is fought there, Mpumbo. It's a pretty deep division for a new starting organization for sure. So a guy to keep an eye out for again, Jan Blachowicz. Next on the list, and the hardcore fans will definitely know about this guy, Hector Lombard. 2000 Olympic judoka. He has made the switch to MMA. Sorry. Besides judo, he has a small background in boxing, combat submission wrestling. 18 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. 5'9", 185 pounds. 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 1 no contest. The only 2 losses he had came in Pride. He actually did make 2 appearances in Pride. Decision losses to Gerhard Mousasi and Akihiro Gono. Currently on a 10 or 11 fight unbeaten streak, I believe, at the moment. Does have some KO power, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions in his career. Now this Lombard was supposed to fight in the UFC previously. He was pretty well set and signed to fight Carl Parisian at UFC 78. However, being Cuban and residing in Australia, visa issues became large when he tried to make his way into the US. He recently had signed with Elite XC, and he was scheduled to fight Scott Smith. But of course, that fight never materialized as Elite XC went under. We will definitely see Lombard in the near future on one of the bigger shows for sure. Once this Elite XC mess is straightened out, Look to see this guy. He's Most of his fights take place in Australia, but look to see him on a bigger card. I don't know if it'll be in North America or maybe in Sengoku or Dream, or you'll see this guy in a bigger card in the very near future. Hector Lombard. Next on the list, relatively unknown fighter, untested fighter, from Gatineau, Quebec, Marc Hoost. 5 wins, no losses, all wins coming by knockout. 155 pound, pretty tall for a lightweight at 6 feet. The Muay Thai instructor, strong stand up, very good in the clinch, and he can defend on the ground. I have him at 5-0. Sherdog shows him at 4-0. But just a tip to you guys, don't always go by Sherdog. And actually, only their high-profile fighters get their stats updated quickly. Other fighters may take longer, sometimes weeks, months. We're going to do a video upcoming here shortly about fighter statistics. Take a look at Rashad Evans, for example. UFC has him listed as 18-0-1. Different websites have him at 12-1, 13-0-1. This is something I'm going to break down for you guys, and just to give you another look on where those other fights are. But that's for a video down the road. Getting back to Hoost here, he's a highly unproven fighter. Has yet to face an opponent with a winning record. So at this point, he has a ton to prove, and he's completely a prospect at the very most. Once again, that was Marc Hoost. Last on the list for Volume 5, fighting out of the Hellboy Hansen MMA Association, Simon Thorne, Norway submission wrestler, 9 wins, 1 loss, 8 submissions, 6'1", 170 pounds, 24 years old. He started off his career at 9-0 with a recent loss to E.G. Izukuwawa. Fairly tall for 170, as I stated. Very experienced grappler, very good off his back. Rave reviews across Europe for this guy, as he's in good hands, as he's the protege for Mr. Hellboy Hansen. So look to see this guy down the road. Pretty well-rounded fighter. Probably got to work on his hands a little bit. He's still not totally seasoned on his feet, but like I said, there's a lot of hype behind this guy, and he does look like a promising young fighter. So Simon Thorne, keep an eye out for this, guys. I think the next video will be the viewers video for unknown prospects. I've got some great feedback from guys there. I got enough names to put a decent video together, and the same goes for this one. Anybody who wants to add to that list, feel free to comment. Positive, negative, anything you want. Add names out there. Everything is great. So we'll get back to you shortly. Thanks.